Ford has been making some bold moves lately, and their CEO, Jim Farley, recently dropped some eye-opening statements that have left the automotive world buzzing. He warned of dark times ahead for the legendary automaker, signaling that Ford is facing challenges far beyond the typical bumps in the road. Farley's comments are a clear sign that there are serious hurdles in Ford's future, ones that could redefine the company's place in the rapidly evolving auto industry. So, what's really going on behind the scenes, and what does this mean for Ford's future? First and foremost, the biggest challenge that Ford is up against lies in the electric vehicle market. While the company has been ambitious in its electric car rollout, the road hasn't been smooth. In fact, Ford recently made the tough decision to cancel its highly anticipated three-row electric SUV, a model that was supposed to be a flagship vehicle for the brand. The reason? It simply wasn't financially viable in the short term. And that's not the only setback. Ford's electric truck project, known internally as the T3, has been delayed until 2027, marking another significant shift in their EV strategy. This brings us to the financial reality Ford is dealing with. The company's electric vehicle division, known as Model E, is facing serious financial hurdles. In the first quarter of 2024 alone, Ford reported a staggering loss of $1.3 billion in this division. To put that into perspective, with only 10,000 electric vehicles sold in that period, Ford is losing about $132,000 on each EV. These numbers are even worse than previous quarters, signaling that Ford's electric vehicle efforts are under immense financial strain. For the entirety of 2023, Model E faced a $4.7 billion loss, translating to around $40,500 lost per vehicle sold. Clearly, something has to change. Ford's challenges don't end with internal setbacks. The competition in the EV market is heating up, and new players are emerging quickly. In the near future, over 143 new EV models are expected to hit the North American market, including many two-row and three-row SUVs. With so many options for consumers, Ford is facing increased competition, and Chinese manufacturers like BYD are quickly gaining ground with their affordable EVs and streamlined production processes. Even Jim Farley acknowledged that U.S. manufacturers, including Ford, need to drastically cut production costs if they hope to compete. Another factor Ford is battling is pricing pressure. While government subsidies aim to make electric vehicles more affordable, the reality is that the average price of an EV is still between $5,000 and $10,000, higher than a traditional gas-powered vehicle. This widening price gap is making it more difficult for consumers to justify switching to electric cars, putting Ford in a tough spot. And then there's the ongoing price war in the EV market, sparked by Tesla's decision to drastically cut prices in late 2022 to boost demand. Chinese automakers quickly followed suit, slashing prices on their models by up to 20%. This fierce competition has put immense pressure on Ford to adjust their pricing strategies, leading them to lower prices on popular models like the FordMustangMachE and the E-Transit van. While these price cuts might boost sales in the short term, they're also squeezing Ford's profit margins, and that's a significant concern for the company's long-term financial health. Ford's leadership knows this and is actively reassessing their electric vehicle strategy. In fact, the company has decided to reduce capital investment in electric vehicles from 40% to 30%, signaling a more cautious approach moving forward. Instead of pouring resources into every EV venture, Ford is now focusing on hybrid models, a decision that could help them regain profitability while still catering to the market's growing interest in electrification. Why the shift toward hybrids? It's simple. Demand for fully electric vehicles hasn't grown as quickly as anticipated in the U.S., with many consumers still hesitant due to concerns about range and cost. Hybrid models, which offer a combination of electric and gasoline power, provide a more practical option for buyers who aren't quite ready to go fully electric. And the numbers speak for themselves. Sales of hybrid vehicles increased by 35% in the first half of 2024, compared to the same period the previous year. This growing interest in hybrids has prompted Ford to pivot its production strategy, focusing on vehicles that meet current consumer needs. However, this shift comes at a cost. Canceling the all-electric SUV project will lead to a $400 million write-down for Ford, and realigning production plans could push total costs over $1.5 billion. While this is a hefty price to pay, it's a necessary step as Ford adapts to the rapidly changing market. Looking ahead, Ford still plans to play a role in the EV market, albeit with a more measured approach. An electric commercial van is slated for release in 2026, followed by an electric truck in 2027. These projects will give Ford time to refine its battery technology and production processes, which could lead to more competitive and affordable electric models in the future. As Ford navigates these challenges, one thing is clear: the company is at a critical crossroads. By focusing on hybrid vehicles and being more strategic with its EV investments, Ford is positioning itself to stay competitive in a fiercely evolving market. However, the stakes are high, and Ford's ability to adapt will determine whether they maintain their legacy as a major player in the auto industry or fall behind their faster-moving competitors.